Hey guys, it's time for another easy recipe, but for you out there that always ask us to show you a little bit every time we do something out of this window, here it is, enjoy. Just happened to see a tourist boat come by. First signs of Halloween.
No candy.
No candy, no, I forgot. They brought the groceries this morning, but I forgot, so. I forgot, I honestly forgot. So, let's do this, guys. What are we making today? Well, as you can see, chickpeas is the star, the prima donna on this stage. So it's going to be something with chickpeas. What we're going to do, guys, is, well, with this recipe, you can either make chickpeas tater tots or you can make chickpeas burger. And I think I'm going to go for the chickpeas burger, but you get the idea. The burger is bigger, it's a patty, and the tater tots, you just make them a little bit round and then basically the same thing. So what we have here is about 220 grams of, by the way, guys, Mike asked me why I never put the ingredients in the description. And it's actually something that I just didn't think of it, but I'm trying to do that. So if you go back to most of the videos in this playlist, the hot air fryer, you'll see that I added all the measurements, all the ingredients and all that. And if sometimes you miss them, please let me know and I'll be glad to add them in the description box below. So yeah, so we have here 22 grams of plain yogurt. We have 1 large egg, a little bit of coriander. We have, this is chickpeas that are fresh that I made. You know, we ordered them at a farm, at a farmer here, and they were brought to us in those huge bags. So we always try to do that because it just has more flavor, of course. So we're gonna need about between 420 and 450 grams of chickpeas that are cooked, if you know what I mean, that are ready. What else? Really easy ingredients. We're gonna be need a little bit of sugar, a little bit of honey, a little bit of salt, a little bit of cumin powder, a little bit of black pepper powder, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of ginger. And if you have like the dry pepper flakes, get them. We're out, so I'm just gonna use the cayenne pepper for this one. Oh, and then we need a little bit of baking soda. I think this is it, you guys. Let's just start to see what we can come up with. So first, we're gonna prepare the sauce because we will be, you know, putting it aside in the fridge until we're done with the whole thing. For the sauce, what we're gonna do is this is optional, you guys. You can do this or you cannot do this. Just this is a little sauce that I'm trying. I know I shared with you other kind of sauces with no sugar, but this one I found it and I like to try it and see how it goes. So for this version of this sauce, we're going to be needing the whole amount of the plain yogurt. So that's about 220 or 230 grams. We're going to be adding 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of honey, half teaspoon of salt. Then add half teaspoon, like really not too much, lean more to the less than too much of the half teaspoon of the salt and the black pepper. And then you can either add the cayenne pepper, half teaspoon, or you can add the hot chili sauce if you have that. About, I don't know, maybe about the same amount or maybe 1 teaspoon. It's your choice. So here's the sauce. Guys, again, if you do not like sweetness in your sauce, then you can go just with plain yogurt, some chopped coriander, and some hot chili sauce in there. Like you know, like 220 grams of plain yogurt, and then 1 tablespoon of hot chili sauce, and then just a little bit of the amount you like of chopped coriander in there. And that's it. Maybe a little bit of salt, That's it. You can do that too if you like. So anyway, I'm gonna put this aside and continue to the mixture of the chickpeas. So next, I'm gonna put the chickpeas in a big bowl, and again, measure about 420, between 420, 450. Maybe you can go up to 500. I mean, yeah, who cares? I love these. So I made them, and when they were done, every time I would come into the kitchen to do something or get something, I'd steal a little bit because they're so delicious. They're even more delicious when you make them like this. Then sprinkle a little bit of salt, a little bit of whatever herbs you have, and then put them in the hot air fryer to make them crispy, and then have them as snacks. Or leave out the salt if you want to be a little bit healthier. Just drain them and then add them into the hot air fryer basket, and then leave them there till they become dry and crispy, and again, like a healthy snack. We Moroccans, and from what I understood from my Turkish colleagues, Turkish people love this, but it's actually throughout the whole Mediterranean sea. People love this kind of stuff. So yeah, there you have it. Yeah, let's continue. So I think I'm gonna do about 450, 460 of chickpeas drained. So guys, just to give you an idea, because if you want to do this from scratch, start with fresh, dry chickpeas that you still need to boil. Sometimes you have no idea how much you need to soak, because you need to soak them the night before. Just let them soak the whole night, the day before you want to prepare them, and then drain them and then boil them. Or you can just boil them in the same water they've been soaking in, if there's still enough water, because they do need space, and they do need relatively a good amount of water so that they can absorb and and expand. Anyway, so 300 grams of dry chickpeas before I did anything with them. This is what it gives you. So 300 grams dry before doing anything with them gives you 700 grams of chickpeas eventually, when they're cooked, boiled, and ready to use. Just give you guys a little bit idea so that you know where you should be with your amount. So I'm gonna take 300 off this because this is too much. Like I said, I'm just gonna keep about 450. So guys, from this point you have the choice to either make burgers, like vegetarian burgers from this, or make tater tots. If you want to make tater tots, what you should do is process it in a mixer, your kitchen machine. Process it until it's like very, how do you say that, like it's really well grinded, okay, if you know what I mean. And then add to that the ingredients that I will be sharing with you. If you want to make burgers, then it needs to be to have something to hold on, if you guys know what I mean. So we cannot grind it all the way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to crush it. I'm going to crush it first with my hands and then with a fork, and then come back to you, because I don't want tater tots. Already made that with you with different vegetables. Today I feel like having a chickpeas burger. So so here you can make the choice, like I told you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and just crush them with my hand, and I'll show you at what point you need to stop. So guys, this is where you should stop when you see something like this. See? And yes, you also see some whole chickpeas. That's the idea, because that's where this whole thing is gonna hold on to keep itself from not falling apart when we will be making patties. So just with your hands. If you're wondering how I can do this, well, first you have to boil them until they're really soft. So make sure that when you start to boil them, make sure that you need a good pot that's spacious, more or less, and add enough water in there. So, I'm sorry, yeah. So yeah, and then leave it on, sorry. Leave it on a medium fire, a medium heat for about an hour, maybe at least an hour, and keep checking. I mean, every now and then take one with a spoon and just, feel it, chew it, eat it, feel it, see how it feels, see if it's still hard or soft, so yeah. So now we're going to be adding the rest of the spices in here. So for this mixture, we're going to need a half teaspoon of all this. That's what I do. I don't like to have a lot of spices. So a half teaspoon of cumin powder, half teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of garlic powder, half teaspoon of ginger, half teaspoon of cayenne pepper powder, half teaspoon of baking soda. Oh, what is it? Yeah, half teaspoon of baking soda, and then 1 large egg added in there. And then if you happen to have, I don't know, maybe some chives, just chop them a little bit and then throw it in there. But as you guys know me, I love coriander from my Moroccan heritage, so that's just my DNA. I'm gonna chop some coriander and add it in there, and then mix the whole thing and come back to you guys. Remember to keep a little bit of breadcrumbs on the ready, because if the mixture is a little bit too fluid, if you know what I mean, if you cannot make patties out of it, it means you need to add a little bit of breadcrumbs, like panko or whatever, to make it a little bit easy to to hold itself together. For those of you that need to make tater tots, just make the same mixture, only what you don't do is don't mix it with your hand, but add it in your kitchen machine and then almost puree the whole thing. So what you're then gonna do is in the basket of your hot air fryer, you're going to be putting a piece of baking paper, and then make some sort of just drop some amounts of that almost puree that you made in there, and spray some oil on it, and then leave it on, I would say, maybe 170, 180 degrees, until you see that they're a little bit brownish and they're solidifying a little bit because of the roasting, if you know what I mean. I just looked it up for you guys, what I used to do with the other stuff, the other tater tots. Yeah, I would definitely keep it between 180 degrees, 190. So that's for you in other countries that do other measurements. I would say 400 Fahrenheit, I think it is. So yes, that's how you do it if you want to make tater tots. So guys, there's the whole thing, and now I'll mix it well together and come back to you. Guys, I forgot to tell you other stuff that you need. The buns, of course, because we're making burgers. So you need some bread buns, and you also need the hummus. Just go for the natural flavor. So this will be like the bread spread. And then on top of that, you can do some lettuce, a slice of tomato, and then your chickpea burger that we will be making. So yeah. By the way, I didn't feel like it. I don't have the energy, guys, and you know, I have some muscle pain and all that. So a lot going on. But you can make this if you want. You can make this with the leftover chickpeas that you have. You can make your own hummus. What you need is some chickpeas, you know, let's cook them, boil them, prepare them like I told you. And then do the same thing with white beans. So also the white beans, you have to soak them the night before. Let them soak one night and then drain them, boil them. Once they're soft, get a little bit of the chickpeas, a little bit of the white beans, and then puree them. Then add some cumin powder, at least a tablespoon of olive oil, some salt, and then some cilantro or coriander, whatever you like. Chop it, and then mix the whole thing well together, and there you have your own hummus. And then of course from that you can add garlic, some garlic powder. You can add some hot chili sauce. You know, it depends on how do you want to jazz it up. You want to keep it natural or spicy, and so yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna be making some burgers, guys. I'm gonna take out the hot air fryer and start making the burgers. So guys, next, take out the bottom of your basket of the hot air fryer. That's the fun thing about this Philips XXL. You can take almost anything apart, and then put it on here, and then cut out a piece of the baking paper that we will be putting on the bottom of the basket soon to put the chickpeas burgers on. Guys, next, get one of these sticks or get a toothpick and then start making as many holes in this paper as you can, because the hot air fryer is all about hot air circulating. If we seal the bottom like this with this paper with no holes, then we killed the whole concept. Okay, so just make as many holes as you can. So guys, there are my burgers. They're a little bit soggy. So, but I'm taking my chances. So what I'm gonna do, because they're a little bit soggy, I'm gonna put the temperature a little bit higher, because I need them right away to get rid of some of the how do you say that? The water, so that it would solidify a little bit. So, just gonna give them a heat shock. So there they go. But yeah, otherwise just leave them. I'm gonna put them on 190, and then maybe 4 minutes on 3 minutes. Let's just, it's so difficult. Let's just do 3 minutes, 4 minutes on each side. There they go. So guys, there are my burgers. They're ready, but I forgot to spray a little bit of oil on the baking paper. I know normally that's enough, but in this case, they're a little bit sticky. And like I said, they're like I was afraid of, they're a little bit soggy. What I did is, I hate to throw stuff out, so I added a little bit more of the chickpeas than I told you guys. So that's just a little bit too much. Anyway, you just stick to about 420 grams of chickpeas for what I just gave you. And oh, they smell delicious. They really smell delicious. Something else, it took a while, so I went up to 200 Celsius. Eventually 200 Celsius in about 8 minutes for this. So especially if you see that they're soggy, like I said, like I told you guys in the beginning, I just had to follow my gut feeling, and I had to go with 200 degrees from the beginning to get the moist out, as much moist as possible. Anyway, that's just because, again, I made them a little bit too soggy, but no problem. We can always fix it. That's the good thing about the hot air fryer. Just crank up the temperature and then leave them longer in there until they start to solidify a little bit, to collect themselves a little bit more together. That's what happens here. As you can see, they're now like burgers. They smell delicious. I'm gonna let them cool off before I take them off the baking paper. About, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes. Let them cool off a little bit. So there are my buns too. There are Mike's. First, spread a little bit of hummus on the bottom, on here, the both. So guys, there they are, as you can see. If they break a little bit, please don't worry too much. Look, this one broke, but this one didn't. Just be very...
That one's for you.
That one's for me, yeah. Just be very gentle when you take them out. Just be very gentle. That's just what it is. With chickpeas, with beans burger and all that, sometimes it can break. Otherwise, you need to add more breadcrumbs, like I told you in the beginning of this recipe. But I like to keep it healthier, and with more breadcrumbs, with more panko and all that, it's just you pass the point of
return
of a healthy burger. So it's okay if it breaks. So there it is. Hummus on the bottom, the burger, then some lettuce, some tomato, and you're done. Guys, you want to know something? Mike just went ahead, very nonchalant. He took them out. They didn't break.
Nonchalante.
What about that? Doesn't that make you crazy? And I was so gentle, and mine broke. Look. And I was like, wait, be gentle. He was like, no, I just take them out. Look, they just came out perfect. So it's crazy. Anyway, yeah, there it is.
My mother always said you can't eat them whole. So
True. They will break in your tummy anyway. True. Okay, so that's the color in daylight. It's always better to see this in daylight. See? Mike is going to taste it. Let me take a picture for the thumbnail. Wait. Yeah? It's good? Yeah? There's his honest opinion. Okay. Alright, there you have it. Alright guys, go make your own. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the comments and the messages you guys send us. Appreciate that.
My honest opinion, but I am sponsored.
You are sponsored?
Yeah.
Sponsored by who? By me? No, guys. We're not sponsored. Who would sponsor? Maybe the farmer who sent us the chickpeas. Yeah. All right. Just enjoy. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Big hug from me and Mike. And don't forget to subscribe and all that. Bye-bye. Guys, we completely forgot about the sauce that I made. So I'm having Mike trying some and see if he likes it. I definitely love this burger. Absolutely a winner. How about the sauce, Mike? Yeah? Mike approves the sauce too.
Makes it less dry.
Okay, yeah. He says it makes it a little bit less dry. Yeah, I mean, bean burgers, any kind of bean burgers tends to be a little bit dry sometimes. So yeah, you definitely need the sauce.